Hello, my name is Jarrell Ponce, and this is my presentation about Activision Blizzard. So, if you're unfamiliar with Activision Blizzard, they're a video game development and publishing company responsible for hit games like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Overwatch, and even Candy Crush. The history of Activision Blizzard starts at two different points. The first point we'll look at is Activision. Activision was started in October 1st, 1979, by five men on the right named Larry Kaplan, David Crane, Bob Whitehead, Jim Levy, and Alan Miller. The name came from the combination of the words active and television, and they had their first hit with the game Pitfall for the Atari 2600. In the present day, they are without a doubt most well known for being the publisher and the creator of the Call of Duty series. The second starting point was Blizzard. Blizzard was founded on February 8th, 1991 by Michael Moorheim, Frank Pierce, and Alan Adham. They had huge cultural impact with their 2004 game World of Warcraft, spanning from inspiring critically acclaimed South Park episodes, full-length blockbuster movies, and even a platform that got people married. Other notable franchises include StarCraft, Diablo, and Overwatch. Lastly, the creation of Activision Blizzard together started as a merger between Activision and the owner of Blizzard at the time, being Vivendi Games. Eventually, Activision Blizzard was able to gain its independence from Vivendi Games by buying a majority of their stock, effectively meaning that they're the owners now of Vivendi Games. In 2017, the company entered the Fortune 500, essentially cementing it as one of the biggest gaming corporations ever. And currently, they're in the process of being acquired by Microsoft. So Activision Blizzard is a publicly owned corporation. On the right, you can see a graph of the stock price of Activision Blizzard in the past 5 years. Activision Blizzard goes under the ticker symbol of ATVI, and currently, as of May 19th, 2023, its price per stock is $78.59. While it is a publicly owned company, there are other big owners slash shareholders, the biggest three being the Vanguard Group, Berkshire Hathaway, and BlackRock. So as someone who does consume some of Activision Blizzard's products, a form of marketing that I've noticed that they like to do is early access. Here, they sort of incentivize people to buy their product before it's even officially out, through a premise that they'll be able to experience just a little bit of the game before others do. As you can see, the organization is split into five different business units: Activision Publishing, Blizzard Entertainment, King, MLG, and Activision Blizzard Studios. This is a good thing because they're not placing all their eggs into one basket. If one thing fails, they have another thing to fall back on. You may notice that Activision and Blizzard are separate, even though they're sort of marketed as Activision Blizzard. And that's because during the merger, they still wanted to maintain a level of autonomy between the two. I think the best way to think about it is uh, a big brother and a little brother. Activision being the big brother with all these subsidiaries spanning from it, like Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer Games, and Blizzard kind of having their own, wanting their own individuality and producing and publishing their own games. The CEO of Activision Blizzard is a man named Robert Kotick. A lot of the big major decisions happened under him. In fact, that initial uh, merger that created Activision Blizzard was his idea, and even the current Microsoft one was the under his proposal. So Activision Blizzard as a company, as a way to sort of motivate its employees, is to give certain benefits. The biggest being medical, dental, vision coverage, 401k, 20 days vacation, parental and compassion leave. And one I just thought was kind of funny to point out, two free games from Activision Blizzard's portfolio of possibly hundreds of games. So take that as you will. Here, we could see a pie chart displaying the gender representation of Activision Blizzard at the end of 2022. 73% male, 26% female, 1% being binary, non-binary, and less than 1% identifying as something else. You could also see the race and ethnicity representation, with 61% being white, 19% being Asian, 9% being Hispanic or Latinx, 6% being bi or multiracial, 4% being Black or African American, less than 1% being Native American or Alaskan Native, and another less than 1% being Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander. Activision Blizzard, being a video game company and one that tends to focus a lot on online gaming, uncoincidentally has a huge social media presence. What I'm showing you here is just a small fraction of all of the official accounts that I could find on social media, such as Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. They're a global company, and their main headquarters is based in Santa Monica, California. They have many other international offices in places like Asia, Europe, Australia, South America, and other countries based in North America. Here we see a graph of the net worth of Activision Blizzard over the years, where it sits currently at $61.32 billion.
Call of Duty endowment. We're talking about changing the lives of veterans and their families forever. I truly believe they have literally the best platform to do it.
Thanks to the support of the endowment's partners and the generous contribution of our Call of Duty community.
Everything the endowment is doing is absolutely inspiring.
So the Call of Duty Endowment is just a nonprofit foundation to help provide veterans with jobs after their service. And since 2009, they've been able to aid more than 118,000 veterans get well-paying jobs. This finally brings us to the ethical issues surrounding Activision Blizzard. In 2021, Activision Blizzard was hit with a lawsuit by the California Department of Fair Employment and Housing for allegedly fostering a frat boy culture, with many female employees facing sexual harassment, unequal pay, and much worse. This toxic culture that had been cultivated had allegedly been connected with a suicide by a female employee. Another problem in Activision Blizzard lies again in the mistreatment of certain employees. In this case, Activision Blizzard has a big track record of viewing their quality assurance testers as nothing but disposable and replaceable. Quality assurance testers being the people who make sure that the product that they're releasing isn't ridden with glitches to hinder your gaming experience. So they're pretty important in the process of making games. And lastly, an issue that very recently took place involves false promises. On May 16th, 2023, Blizzard had announced that they wouldn't be implementing a player versus environment mode for their game Overwatch 2. Now, this is a big issue because that mode was the biggest point of marketing for that game. Without it, there isn't much difference from this game from the original. And it just, as someone who does play, who has played Overwatch and Overwatch 2, it just kind of feels like as an audience, you're kind of being milked. You know, you've just been lied to, basically. So to finally answer the question, would I work for Activision Blizzard? My answer would be no. Because even though I do partake in some of their products and for the most part I enjoy them, I don't really want to work for a company with a track record like theirs for mistreating specific employees. Thank you. That was my presentation. Here are my references.